Hello and welcome to House of Cult. My name is Alessandro, and with me, as always, is Ariel, the owner and founder of the Pretty Cult. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Keith Wallen, one of modern rock's most prolific songwriters, who has an incredible solo project under his name, which also saw the release of his most recent album, Infinity Now, this past year. As well as new music in 2025, he is also the longtime guitarist and backing vocalist of hard rock legends Breaking Benjamin and formerly of Adelita's Way, as well as writing with a ton of other acts. Keith, just thank you so much for joining us. How are you doing today?
I mean, that was a long-winded intro. Wow, I don't know if I can live up to all that. I was like,
Alessandro is a prolific writer.
yeah, that was quite skilled. I was just like, damn, he's just going to keep going. This is good. This is long. No, thank you so much.
Of course.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, happy to be here, and yeah, it's been going great. Just been working hard at this music career of mine, and you know how it is. It's like you work so hard to get to a certain place with things, whatever it is, whatever career you have, and music is no different. And then it's just like, all right, how can I stay here? How can I keep doing the thing that I love more than anything? And the only way to do it is just keep writing, keep working, keep touring, keep getting out there. So I'm just going till the wheels fall off, whether it's Breaking Benjamin or my solo stuff. Just trying to keep at it and stay out there in the public eye as much as I can.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we can relate to that, right? All of us that have
Absolutely.
careers and businesses and whatnot. We always love to start at the beginning on this podcast with a lot of our guests, your musical kind of origin story. Where did you
Yeah.
grow up? What kind of music was playing around your house? Do you remember those first artists or bands that, really resonated for you and gave you the calling? And when did you kind of realize maybe that music was your calling?
Yeah, not right off the bat. My parents were both very pretty. They were very musical. My dad was a singer, kind of a crooner kind of vocalist. They kind of had me later in life, so they were around during just the golden age, 50s and 60s, and so he used to sing. He actually had a kind of a record contract way back in the day, back in the '60s, and had a few songs out. And he met my mother at a show. She was like one of kind of like the backup dancers, and so they kind of
Oh,
had a
wow.
little bit of entertainment background
Cute.
there. But growing up in the '80s, I have older brothers, and I would hear all the radio songs of the time, Tears for Fears, The Police, Phil Collins, all the cool '80s stuff, and of course, some of the hard rock, glam, hair metal stuff too thrown in there. So, and then my dad would play Frank Sinatra and all that kind of thing. So, kind of a weird mix, but it was. I don't know. It was cool. I really love all those artists that I mentioned, and somewhere along the lines, I guess those are my influences. And um, my brother got me this was when I was like 11. He got me a cassette tape, and it was Metallica. It was the Black Album, and
Mm.
that's really what
Sick.
kickstarted it. Yeah, that's really when I was just like, dude, I love this. I was like, this is so sick. And then I bought all the other albums, and then I got into Alice in Chains and Stone Temple Pilots and the whole grunge thing and all that. And but I never lost my love for like the '80s songs and this nostalgia of that. George Michael and Queen, and I just really gravitated to like the vocalists. I thought that was such a just a really um, amazing thing to be able to sing a melody and sing a lyric and be able to just like change someone's whole brain chemistry just through just the power of it. So I don't know. I kind of got kickstarted with that, and then yeah. So I grew up in West Virginia, and there was a lot of country and that kind of thing. But I would just listen to my rock and classic rock and all that stuff. My brothers they would leave behind cassette tapes. They'd go on to college and stuff, and they would leave kind of remnants behind of things. And it was like there was this old homemade cassette tape that they had just recorded off. They just like made a recording from like album or something, and one half of it was like Boston and Elton John, and then the other half of it was Journey, the Escape album. And man, I wore that cassette tape out. So Journey, Elton John, and Boston was like, I don't know, I listened to those for a while. And but yeah, and then I started growing up a little bit, got to junior high, and one of my best friends started playing guitar. And I'd go over to his house, and he'd be playing guitar all the time, and I was like, man, I got to get a guitar. And I eventually got just kind of a little beat up old kind of pawn shop guitar, and he taught me how to play like a couple like little Metallica things, and I just kind of took it and ran with it, and eventually that became like, oh, I could play this, and like, oh, I can sing a little bit of this, and oh, I could play and sing a little bit of this, and it just slowly turned into I can play and sing a whole song. And it's such a slow process, like learning how to play music, and it's very easy to just quit, especially guitar. You're like, this kind of hurts my fingers, and my hand doesn't stretch that way. You're like, I can't play the damn D chord, dang it, but eventually it kind of, your fingers harden up, you get calluses, the chords kind of start to fall into place, and it just gets easier, and then you're able to kind of concentrate on other things, like, all right, how do I write a song, and what's something that I could, what's something I could say? What do I want to say to the world? And I started a cover band, and that whole thing. In college, we had a cover band. We would play like these frat parties, and this was like late '90s. I'm old, by the way. You can't tell. Yeah. And then eventually, just like, I had my own band in Knoxville, Tennessee, original band, and that went from 2000 to 2008. And that band was called Copper, and we got so close. We signed a development deal with Atlantic, played regionally around the South and Southeast, and just never could quite get over the hump and get our start there. But definitely learned how to do it, learn how to play and sing and perform, and get out in front of a room full of strangers that just have no idea what your music sounds like. And so definitely cut my teeth with that. But yeah, and then like you guys said, I was in Out of Leah's Way for a little bit, just playing guitar, singing backups, and then that led to the band I'm in now, Breaking Benjamin, and I've been in Breaking Benjamin for about 11 years now, which seems crazy to me. I feel like I just started in this band, and so it tells me that we've been having fun. So time's been flying, so it's been cool, and I've always had that kind of drive and real just spirit to kind of write my own songs and have my own band and front my own band and that thing. So it's been really cool being with Breaking Ben, because it kind of gives me the time to kind of do that when we're not touring. And Ben has been so absolutely amazing and supportive with that, and it's, which you would think that would be something that your band members would encourage, because he told me he's like, hey, the better you do and the more you get out there, it just helps Breaking Benjamin. It like makes total sense in my mind. But lots of other bands and people, they would feel differently, and it's like, why? It's like you're like trying to stifle your bandmates creativity and heart, and just for what? It's like, that doesn't compete. There's no world that I compete with Breaking Benjamin in any way, so he gets it. And that's really been a really wonderful, beautiful thing for me to have, a band that really, really supports me like that. So it's been really, really great. It's been a blessing, honestly. It's funny. It's I'll play some shows sometimes, and lots of people don't know who I am. You're opening up for somebody, and there's just like I said, a room full of strangers. You're like, all right, if you guys don't know, I also play guitar in Breaking Benjamin, and
Mhm.
all of a sudden everybody pays attention. They're like, "What?" They're like, "What? What the hell?" And I'm like, oh, so okay, that's cool. You guys have all heard of my side project, Breaking Benjamin. This is my real project right here
Yeah.
now. But yeah, all kidding aside, it's been really great, and yeah, it's been a fun experience, but it's definitely been tough. You would assume that like oh, just because you're in Breaking Benjamin, people are going to know about you and your music. Definitely not the case. Most people, the average listener, they don't know bands and band members, and let alone
Yeah.
that a
Right.
band member has his own music. So it's been tough trying to kind of jump out and be like, hey, look at me. I'm this guy. I make some music. Hope you like it. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
Absolutely.
that really segues perfectly into my next question because obviously you do wear so many musical hats. Obviously you play in Breaking Benjamin, you write for other artists, but you're doing this solo project and from an outside perspective, it obviously feels like this is the most personal and authentic representation of you as an artist. And how do you
Sure.
sort of know when a song is meant for your solo catalog versus, for another artist or Breaking Benjamin, anything like that?
That's a great question. And honestly, I basically save all the best ideas for me. Now I'm like, man, this is a really good idea. I'll just keep this baby for me.
Yeah.
No, I really kind of just go into the whole writing process from the beginning with an intent. It's like, all right, this is a song that is Breaking Benjamin. This is for Breaking Benjamin, and Breaking Ben has a sound, and we kind of stick to that thing, and we deviate a little bit. You want to stay fresh and stay modern and evolve. But there is a core kind of thing,
Yeah.
and I think Breaking Benjamin fans really appreciate that we kind of stick to that to some degree. But so and my stuff is different. It's just different. I mean, even if the main difference, obviously, one's Ben singing, one's me singing, so
Mhm.
there's a really big difference there. Lots of people say that I sound like Breaking Benjamin sometimes, which I don't see it.
I don't see that either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
to me, that's just kind of, I don't know. That's kind of a low hanging fruit kind of thing to say. It's like,
Hmm.
come on, man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I mean, I will say this: I've worked really hard to emulate Ben when I'm singing harmonies, because whenever I, kind of sound like him when we're singing together, you want it to kind of really line up. So I've got all my Benisms down pat.
Mhm.
But whenever I'm singing my stuff, I'm kind of like, hey, this is my thing. This is my own voice. This is my thing. I don't know. I want to try to make it on my own merit and not hang on to any coattails or anything like that. So
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your second solo album, Infinity Now, is just about a year old. I think it's maybe like a year and like 2 months or so.
yeah.
Looking back, what are sort of your reflections on that album now that it's had a little time to breathe? Like, do you feel like it accomplished what you hoped? Did it in terms of goals and just what you wanted to express? And have you sort of found any new meanings or lessons that have emerged since the release of it that you want to apply to your future music?
Um, I think as far as what I wanted it to accomplish, definitely not. I feel like as an artist, you always feel underexposed.
Mm.
I mean, I saw somebody was talking about, hey, as an artist, no matter who you are, you're underexposed. Even if, you think about the Beatles, there's got to be a country somewhere in the world that's never heard of the Beatles, or a person that's never heard of me. So you could make an argument they're underexposed too. I
Yeah.
know that sounds crazy. So in my case, I am definitely underexposed if you think about it like that. And so, it's like you do the best you can. There's so much stuff coming out. There's such a bombardment of songs and waterfall releases and
Yep.
singles. And, as soon as a song comes out in a week, it's an afterthought because there's always something else in the queue coming up next. So it's very tough, and social media, and it's an instant dopamine thing. So So obviously it's like I would love for it to have had a little bit more, a little more legs, but it's like once you put something out these days, it's kind of like, all right, well, what's next? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
I just put it out. But you got to get out there and you got to play shows and I've done that the best I can with having this other project also that kind of keeps me away. And obviously I've been touring with Breaking Ben too. So, and we're working on new music as well too. So, I'm doing my best without going crazy and not, hindering my mental health and overall just health in general.
Well,
Uh,
I think what's so, interesting though about the situation though is that like, yeah, obviously we know it's one huge rat race, currently with the music
oh yeah,
industry and it's so much content and we put so much work into album rollouts and then yeah, like eventually it is just like a post on Instagram and then a few
yeah,
weeks later everyone's kind of not moved on, but that the machine is just the algorithm is hard to sort of beat. But I think what's
sure.
really interesting is like you do have this really really awesome core fan base. Like you look at any of your videos on YouTube or anything and people are very, very, very passionate about how much they like the music, which I think is such a beautiful thing. So it's not this like empty, just a bunch of clicks and likes and stuff like
Yeah,
that. There are people really engaging with it that really do seem to love it.
it's very true. And I see them all and I want to hug them all. Like I really do. I really do. You really did hit the nail on the head on that. I have some fans that are just absolutely incredible. Um, and I'm so grateful. I always say to myself, I think to myself, I was like, I wish there was just a million more of you and a million more of you. And I'm like, man, things would be so different. But I'm so grateful and thankful for them because they really have, given this thing some legs. And, obviously that's the goal. That's the dream to put music out and for someone to notice it and really, connect with them and appreciate it. So it's really amazing.
For sure.
Absolutely. And I would love to ask you too for other songwriters out there, who are maybe starting out or want to be to the level that you're at. What is some advice that you would give them, on maybe getting into the industry or finding a publisher or what it's like to start collaborating with other artists, especially in the rock world where obviously you've had some major co-writing credits.
Yeah, I mean, I would say to just you know work on the work on all aspects of it. There's definitely a lot of you got to just put yourself out there at the beginning, and
Hmm.
there's going to be some failures. So I would say fail a little bit, fail a few times, learn from those things. Take notes what worked, what didn't work. Pivot, evolve, and change it up a little bit, but always just keep writing, keep working, and always try to put your best foot forward. Don't half-ass anything because whatever you put out, whatever it may be, whether it's a video or a song or anything, make sure that it is exactly where it needs to be for before anyone hears it. Don't send someone a demo that's not fully mixed or not fully where it needs to
Yeah.
be because even though you're hearing like, well, it's got this potential or blah blah, it's people won't hear it. So you
Hmm.
gotta put it to where it's pretty close to a final product. And um so that would be my advice. Just really try to write the best stuff you can, and get it really really recorded well, and then yeah, just get it out there and get out in front of people. Uh and I hate to say this too, but you got to do social media. I come from the old school world where
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was like, hey, you put out a song, is on the radio, you go tour,
Yep.
boom bop bam bop boom, that's it, that's it.
Yep.
Now it's like, oh well, hate to tell you this, but you got to dance in front of a camera.
Yeah.
You got to do trends and stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
But that's the world we live in.
Yeah. I mean, you bring up a great point too.
True.
Like, back in like the songwriting world, like you used to be able to sort of get away with like even sending like an iPhone memo that's like sort of just a spec demo of like a riff and a melody.
Yeah.
But now it's like, yeah, it has to be this like perfectly produced demo now. It's crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, I will say this, the resources that we have now to kind of help develop skills like recording and all that stuff, YouTube, there's so many tutorials and people making videos. Here's how to, record
Yeah.
bass. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
So that is just, I mean, I wish I had that 20 years ago. I mean, it's
Yeah.
amazing. But yeah, there's a lot of, there's a lot of advantages nowadays, and also vice versa. There's a lot of disadvantages and things that kind of hinder artists these days. Obviously, the streaming, writers get the short end of the stick on that. So that's pretty brutal. But that's the system right now, and until there is a massive sea change somehow, that's just the way it is. And
Yeah.
so
Yeah. Kind of
Yeah.
switching gears a bit, we obviously need to talk about the Avril Lavigne I'm With You cover. I was so
yeah,
excited when I heard this. Like, personally, my favorite Avril song, and it was so interesting reading, like, in your press release, like, you're like, you could remember the first time you heard it. And I was like thinking back, like, oh my God, I remember the first time I heard it as well. Like, I
yeah,
was in
Same.
second grade in my mom's Ford Explorer in Seattle, Washington, just
wow,
loving
Oh my
this.
God, my mom drove a Ford Explorer too. It's
Hell
like the
yeah.
90s kids mom
Every mom
car.
did, let's be honest. Like, and it was so fun, like listening to it because, like, when you get to that bridge and that final chorus, you're like, is he gonna do it? Like, is he gonna go for the high, like, final chorus thing, the I'm with you? And it's
yeah.
like, you do it, and you're like, holy shit, this is awesome. Like, I
Ah,
just
thank you.
kind of walk me through this. What kind of inspired you to cover this song? And obviously you've done other covers in the past, and would also love to know if there's any others on your bucket list that you would love to reinterpret one day.
I mean, gosh, there's so many. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of cool songs out there that I just wish that I wrote, and I'm like, man, I could just record that, and have some fun with it. But yeah, basically the mindset was, you're always kind of looking, trying to find something cool to kind of get your name out there that isn't just an original. Sometimes you need to do a cover to kind of just get some attention, and then maybe it'll draw some people into like whatever your originals are and what your next originals are. So that was kind of the thought process with that. And I wanted to have something that was relevant. And there's a huge surge in just the 2000s, and so I felt like a really great timing. And I thought that album was great, and she's a great artist, and the song was great. And I was just like, this kind of fits my style too.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know, it hit me. I was talking to my other guitar player in Breaking Benjamin, and he actually produced it and recorded it.
Oh, cool.
And we just were kind of, just chatting, and it just kind of both just hit us. We're like, my God, that's a great one. Let's do it. Has
Yeah.
anyone done it? I don't even, I don't care. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to look it up if anyone's done it. Let's just do it. And
Yeah.
that's another thing, because it's like you want to try to pick something that no one's done, or, so. And that's a thing. There's so many YouTube videos and Instagram people, TikTok people, that all they do is just cover after cover after cover after cover. That's their
Mhm.
thing. And I'm sure it's been done, but I was like, well, I'm going to do my little version of it, which doesn't stray too much from the original version, because I love the original version, and I wanted to kind of, um, I wanted to kind of stick to that. I felt like I just loved it. I didn't need to change it up. It's great the way it is. So
Yeah.
just do my version, drop the key
Yeah.
a little bit, because it's quite hard to sing. Even now, we play it live. Those high parts, they're tough. There's a few nights where I'm just like, sing it.
Well, I think even
Yeah,
Avril plays it like a step down now, even because she was like
yeah.
16 when she did that song.
Oh
Like,
yeah, oh yeah. And night after night, I couldn't imagine. I just, whew. Yeah. Even before we start playing, I'm like, all right, guys, I need some help on this. This is a girl singing this. I'm a dude. Help me out here.
It's funny. Like you mentioned, like you're not sure if there was any covers that existed of it. I can tell you, there's probably some terrible karaoke videos of me covering it for sure somewhere
I
on some
love
old
it.
Instagram stories.
I love it.
Absolutely. I also want to touch on Us Against the World, your latest original single. This song
Yeah,
feels very timeless, both lyrically and sonically. And I really like the way that it sort of builds tension to lead into this massive chorus. And, this song, I could be misinterpreting the backstory, but it just feels like it could be like wedding song, like just like really
for sure.
impactful wedding song. Like kind of walk me through the backstory of this track.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. I mean, it's about finding your person,
Yeah.
uh, and it's not easy to do these days. But yeah, I've had so many different songs that are just like toxic this, toxic that,
Yep.
relationship has gone awry here and there,
Yeah.
all these songs like that. And I was just like, how about the other side of that? How about just, uh, everything falls into place and it's, you found your person. And sometimes it does feel like that, it's like, hey, I love you and you love me and it is us against the world, and that's it. That's kind of where my mind was. And every time around the sun, it's always been you. It's you and you and you. And so yeah, this was a really special song for me. And so yeah, I'm stoked how it turned out. And yeah, it's a fun one to do live, and people seem to appreciate it. And yeah, that'd be great if people started using it for their wedding and all that stuff. That'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
It's a beautiful song. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. It's not exactly metal, you know?
No.
That's the thing. That's the thing, dude. I'm on Rise Records. And they're like, yeah, here's the next Kubla Khan. And I'm just like, here's a nice wedding song. So just like I'll like try and collab with them sometimes on Instagram. Sometimes they'll collab and sometimes they don't. And I'm just like, well, all right, I tried. Yeah. But yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. I posted something on TikTok. I don't know if this is getting me in trouble or not, but I don't care. I posted something on TikTok. It's actually Us Against the World. It's the ending part where I'm just like kind of screaming a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's like an intense part. And I posted this on TikTok and it has just been going great. Like there's like 150 some thousand views. It's like really
Wow.
kind of mini viral is what I
Yeah.
call it. And I'm like, man, I'm getting so many more like followers and likes just from this one video. And then I'm like, this has got to be good. Surely Rise is going to be happy with this. And then I posted it on Instagram, the same video, collabed with them, and they didn't accept.
Oh no.
I don't know what you want me to do, guys. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. I try.
I was like, we understand the collab situation very well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Things you think people will be down for, and then you're like, oh, okay, never mind. I'll
Yeah.
just post this, I guess.
Yeah. Just kidding. I guess we don't want to
I
sell
thought it was,
anything.
yeah, I thought it was good. I just,
I know.
okay.
Yeah.
Keith,
And then-
we'll cut this from the podcast, but I've got the social media manager for Rise's number in my phone. Next time, I'll text her and we'll
There we
make sure
go.
that gets approved.
There we go. There we go. Yeah, no, they've been great. I mean, in all seriousness,
Yeah.
they've been great. But honestly, I would think to myself, I'm like, I am probably the least heaviest person on this label. So like, I get it. I get it. It's like, here's this sweeping love song and shit, and then it's like Kubla Khan 2, and then it's like, but yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, we'll cut this too, but like obviously, like the label I run is it's affiliated with Rise, and we
Yeah.
also have like the I guess stigma of being like a metalcore label and whatnot, and we have bands that are like surf rock bands, and like
Oh, that's cool.
super like indie pop, like 1975. And yeah, occasionally you'll get a couple people being like, where's the breakdown, you know? But I feel
God,
like it's
yeah,
starting, people are starting to finally sort of graduate from that mindset. I would hope
yeah.
so, you know? But
Also, so many people are just, no matter what you post, no matter what you do, they're never satisfied, ever.
yeah, yeah,
So it's like
Yeah.
you're
know
damned if you
that.
do, damned if you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Definitely know that for sure.
yeah, man.
Absolutely. Well, switching gears a little bit, you are obviously currently out on your 2025 headline tour. How's it been going? Is there any standout moments or fan interactions that have really stuck with you thus far in this tour?
Um, well, there is a fan that is coming to every show.
Wow.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. She has been to every show and she's going to every show and she holds up a little card at the end of the night and she shows me and there's 20 shows on the tour. She'll hold up a card, she'll be like 7 out of 20. Next night it's
Wow.
like 8 out of 20. And I'm just like,
wow.
I'm like, here's a pick. This is amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
I
really
love it.
amazing. So it's like we were saying, earlier, it's like I really have some really amazing diehard fans that and in all honesty, it really keeps me going because uh it is not for the faint of heart. It's like you'd think that the Breaking Benjamin thing would I mean, it helps a little bit, but it's tough. It's like
Yeah.
I gotta tell people, yo.
Yeah.
So, but it's great. It's great. That's probably the one thing that sticks out. But um, there's just been a lot of cool moments. So many to even count.
Yeah.
I love being out here with my solo band. They're just the best. I mean, this whole thing wouldn't happen without them. And yeah, everybody that's out here with me, and it's not a real lucrative endeavor at this point. So they're all out here just on pure heart. I mean, obviously, we all get paid, I pay them and everything, but it's like they're just out here because they love it and they want to be and they support this and they care about it, and so it's been really cool. So it's great.
Absolutely.
Hell
Yeah. And,
yeah.
two more quick questions. Obviously you are on tour, and we always like to ask this, like, what does a typical off day on tour look like for you? What are some of your favorite ways to sort of unwind? Do you like to hit your favorite food spots, hobbies, any must-do rituals that you like to do in between shows?
You know, I don't. So I love coffee,
Hmm.
but I feel like caffeine and I feel like it dries out my vocal cords. So I don't drink it on show days, and it sucks. It's like such
Yeah.
torture. So
Mhm.
so on an off day, it's like coffee time. And the next show day, I'm like I can drink water and kind of like rehydrate and recover and whatever. But I don't know. That's one thing. I've already had my coffee today. Obviously, I'm like wired. Sorry, guys. I'm like
That's great.
firing off like a rocket ship over here. I'm thinking to myself, well, am I
Love
talking
it.
too much?
No, it's
Uh,
perfect. Yeah.
No.
but it's really just chill, a hotel, we'll usually be by a mall. We'll walk over to the mall and go to Zoomies and food court and Chick-fil-A and do some laundry and just chill. That's it. Yeah, nothing crazy. Yeah, just kind of rest and recuperate.
Right on. Awesome.
Yeah, I feel that. Obviously, I don't tour as a band, but my brand has toured a lot with festivals and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I know people are always like, "Oh, do you get to go do cool stuff?" And I'm like, "No, I don't.
yeah,
I
yeah,
sleep. I maybe find I do love coffee as well. I find a good
yeah,
coffee spot. If it's like, a chain that's only in that state, maybe I want to
yeah.
try, or like an artisanal kind of coffee situation,
Oh
and
yeah.
maybe some food. Like if I'm in the South, I want some Cajun food or something like that. But other than that, I'm like, no. I don't want to talk. I want to just be peaceful, maybe do a little
Uh-huh.
walk around the mall, maybe do a little shopping,
Yeah.
do some skincare, and read my book. That's what I want to do on
Yeah.
my off days.
That's it. That's it. I have so many people, they ask me the same thing. They're like, wow, you travel so much. I bet you see so many places. I'm like,
Wow.
honestly, I see the inside of a rock club or,
The green
with
room.
Breaking Benjamin. Yeah. I see the green room of an arena or a locker room of an arena. Yeah, you don't get out too much. Some of the off days, we'll hit a nice restaurant or something. But,
Yeah.
yeah, it's different. It's like that meme. It's like what they think's happening, and it's like what's really happening.
Yeah.
It's like all
Yeah.
of us in the DR, like on our phones, just
Yeah.
so yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, well, this has been great. And just kind of last question, what's
Sure.
next? What can, fans expect? Any, obviously collaborations to look out for? Anything on your end or Breaking Benjamin? Just kind of anything you want to close with.
Well, I do have a collaboration that is in the works, but I don't know if I can announce it yet. But
Okay, that's
All
fine.
right.
I'm very excited about it. I have a really, really, really amazing up and coming artist that's going to be featured on one of my new solo songs coming. So
Cool.
yeah, so I have more solo songs coming, and yeah, I'm super excited about it. And obviously, we've got Breaking Benjamin tour here coming up in a couple of weeks, so I'll go home for approximately 3 days. Maybe do some laundry, repack my bag, and then leave for Breaking Ben, and then yeah, we'll be home in the fall and probably work on some more solo songs, some more Breaking Ben songs, and do it all over again. So yeah.
All over again.
Nice,
Yep.
man. Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much again for taking the time to chat with us. This has been awesome.
Thank you guys so much for having me. Seriously, this is great. You guys are awesome. And the Pale Chord, I've read about that. I've seen it on online. That's awesome, man. I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Of course. Well, awesome, dude. Well, enjoy the rest of your day off and everything. And yeah, we'll be in touch.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for all the support.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Of
buddy. See ya.
course.